Oh yes, finally, the strongest blade in all the Empire. Hello everyone, welcome to today's Blade Showcase, and we're going to be looking at Brighid, a mandatory unit, in that you will be guaranteed to get her through your time in the main story, but might I add, she is a dodge tank, and one of the most fun ones to use. This is mainly due to the fact that Morag potentially has the highest agility stats out of the entire party, and she makes very good use of that. So, before we actually get in to the whole nuts and bolts of this character, currently, I am going to be using the Dominion. You can get this from a Sunlight chip, I believe, and with the Sunlight chip, you get an additional chance of doing more auto attacks. The more auto attacks that you have, the better time you'll have of getting aggro, and that works well in conjunction with the aux cores that we'll be using for today's video. Also, there is the Affinity chart. The Affinity chart is quite nice. What makes Brighid really stand out is that she potentially, despite being a tank, also can have very respectable damage. This is mainly due to the fact that she has Swirling Dragon. So, sorry, not Swirling Dragon, War Pyre. You get 10% damage for each attack the driver evades, and you're going to get this really quickly. You will evade attacks left and right. You just have to evade 25 things, and you're going to have more damage than most tanks can ever hope to have. It's really, really good. Also, there is Firewalker. This improves your evasion by 60% when your HP is low. This means that potentially you can make use of Swirling Dragon. This, when you have higher evasion and you don't have any healers on your team, you can expect to stay alive, and obviously you can make more use of this extra damage, which is very uncommon. I'd say that Brighid is one of the few blades that have a move with this kind of attribute and still be able to make some good use out of that. So, that's Firewalker, really useful in clutch situations especially. It's going to be really hard to die just because of how reliable dodge tanking is. And there is the Dance of the Flames. Of course, 90% chance of evading range attacks is insane. So, you really can't go wrong with Dance of the Flames. She all has very good passives that are specifically based around dodging and surviving. She works extremely well as an attacker due to War Pyre, so she's probably, in my mind, one of the better fire blades in the game. So there's also her specials that we're going to think about. So Heat Haze is pretty nice, because again, emergency button for getting aggro in case you ever lose it. Thankfully, due to the fact that Brighid already has some pretty good auto attacks for gaining aggro, you don't have to worry about it as much. And there is Will-o'-the-Wisps. The one thing about this, I mentioned in my Shield Hammer videos that any sort of attack that does bonus damage to launched or toppled enemies are a little hard to land if you're not used to the timings. The thing about Brighid, though, is that her specials come out really quickly, so it's easy to spontaneously use specials to make use of that extra 150% damage. There's really nothing bad about Brighid in and of herself. Very solid all around, and definitely one that you'll want to play around with a lot through the main story if tanking suits your fancy. Now, in terms of my aux cores, she only has 2 slots, but she makes good use of them. Both are aggro boosts, one for specials and driver arts, and this one is for the auto attacks. Because we are using the Dominion chip, or the Sunlight chip, for Brighid, she's going to be making quite good use of that. You'll have no trouble tanking aggro with this character. Also, when it comes to her driver, currently, actually, you guys can't see it. Again, I apologize in advance because my stupid logo is blocking off the agility mods, but they're both agility mods on these two blades at 24%. This means that you're going to be seeing 598 in conjunction with her accessory, the Ester shoes. You can get this, 32% additional agility, really good. You're not going to be hit by very many things. 95% of the attacks that any of the super bosses can do will not reach you, meaning that you're going to be reaching that 250% damage fairly quickly. Also, I've given myself the Galaxy Cube. It's more of a luxury item than anything else. Feel free to experiment with something like the Hero's Van Braces, or even any of the symbols that increase chain attack damage. I'm mainly just doing this because I'd like to have as many arts available as possible, because I like to build up orbs quickly, and it works well in conjunction with the pouch setup. Currently, we're going to be using Astrology Made Simple because I like having extra damage for my specials, as well as anything that recharges my arts by an amount each second. So that basically is the gist of it. Brighid's a very easy blade to use. There's no real wrong way to not use her. You're going to reliably have aggro on you the entire time, and for good reason. She is the strongest blade in the Moradane Empire. So I'm going to show you guys the demonstration. See you there. Alrighty, so here we are once again at Tantal. We're going to be fighting against Cloud Sea King Ken. a very, very good super boss for people to fight against, particularly due to the fact that he drops the Moon Matter chips. The Moon Matter chips are some of the best chips that you can get for your weapons due to the fact that they give you the highest possible critical rate for your characters. So we're just going to go and start things off, going to wait until all my arts are ready. The setup I'm using right now, we should be able to get at least 7 of the elemental orbs. We might not get to get all of them, but we'll see how that goes. One of the nice things about this particular boss is that it kind of telegraphs what arts are available. This means that you can play proactively when you're using your evasion arts. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and see ourselves with the Steam Bomb. We might as well just do this. Now, theoretically, we could also go for an Ice Orb right now, but we might as well start off with a Fire. I don't mind letting Rex or Nia create the orbs with a third special, because we're going to be trying to stay as Brighid the entire time anyway. But basically, whenever I do lose aggro, it's not going to be that difficult. And we have mainly just healers. As you can see over here, I'm not even worried about getting attacked. Okay, so we have an electric orb coming in, and what I'd like to do is, I would like very much to build a flame orb into an ice orb, which will be Rex. Unfortunately, I mistimed the dodge for the harpoon. I thought it would be a little bit later than that. But here's the thing about the Azure Judgment, which is Brighid's dodge skill. It has probably the most active invincibility frames out of all the dodge tanks. It's very, very good. And, like, I actually feel that it's better than any of the Chrome Katanas. It's extremely useful, and honestly, you can use this in most emergency situations anyway. So, let's see over here. We're going to be just continuing my auto attacks. Very easy to keep aggro. When we see the bigger attacks happening, like this particular boss actually requires a lot of timings, especially if your agility isn't very high. You see over there, another lethal harpoon happens, but because my agility is so high, I can actually dodge most of it. I believe I've actually heard of some people that have actually gotten Morag to 999 agility, which is crazy, but unfortunately I haven't been able to do that myself. We're going to go ahead and let ourselves do a Flame Bolt, because I made a mistake earlier on my way to making an Ice Orb. The best way to make Ice and Wind Orbs is to have one character do Electric and the other one do, and then have Morag do a Fire type. So that should be the level 3 Electrifire Storm. Full heal for the entire party. The nice thing about Brighid, and really dodge tanks in general, they have a bit of an edge over tanks like the Shield Hammers due to the fact that, like, blocking is a lot less reliable, in my opinion, in comparison to just straight up dodging. Because with dodging, you can take an active role in how you do that. You can also just see yourself, you can pretty much just see yourself through your own efforts without worrying about dice rolling to get your attacks across. So here we go, again, able to sustain damage. Even though Morag actually has relatively low health, she still can make good use of it, just due to the fact that she does benefit from having lower health anyway on her attacks. So here we go, we're going to demonetize our video with the appearance of Dahlia, and that's going to be 3 orbs right off the bat. And no cash prizes for guessing who my next showcase is for this week. Okay, so we got ourselves that. I would like very much to build a, let's see if we can build an Earth Orb if we can. Oh, I evaded that. Oh, that was good timing. I was hoping to cancel out and build myself some meter, but that's okay. Okay, so this is going to be a Gaia Crash. The thing is, it'll be very difficult for us to build an Electric, because I unfortunately do not have any Dark types on this team. So what's going to happen here is we're going to just wait a little bit before I initiate the volcano. I'm going to be the one to initiate the volcano for this team. And, yeah, just so I can give them a little bit of a wait time, so that Nia can build up her meters. Okay, so we have a break. I would like to see a topple. That'll speed things up for us. But since that's not going to happen, I'm just going to wait until that. And hopefully Nia will get clued in and switch back into Nim, if possible. Okay, we got ourselves a nice topple. Brighid actually does have an ability that does bonus damage on toppled enemies. She's actually very, very good for teams that rely on the driver combos. Anything to do with topples, launches, breaks, things like that. Definitely can make good use of it. Okay, next thing on my list is going to be, I will do 2 stages of fire, and then Rex will finish off with a light element. I think that should be good. Okay, so again, because we have all those auto attacks going for us, let's see. Yeah, like we can build up really, really quickly in conjunction with our, what's it called? Pouch items. Okay, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Again, right on time. I'm not even gonna bother with canceling this one out. I've actually been dodging lethal harpoons really easily. I feel that dodge tanks do very well against Cloud Sea King Ken. Okay, so that's gonna be my burnouts, and please Rex switch to nuclear blast. Thank you very much. Alrighty, so I'm at low health right now. I'm not too worried just due to the fact that we can build up our meter. I'm not really worried at all about conserving meter. In fact, we're actually doing a pretty good amount of damage anyway. Okay, next one on our list. We've already built the fire orb. Did we? Or did we not? No, I don't believe we did. Okay, so that's gonna be good then. I'm gonna be the one to do it then. So my favorite way of building a fire orb is going to be lightning bolt into second sun. So start off with light element, go into an electric element, and then Brighid will do the honors. Here we go. So that's quite a bit of damage from lethal harpoon, but again, most of my team is going to be healers, and due to the fact that Brighid already does quite a bit of damage on her own, it's I'm not too worried about that. Again, I'm going to evade as much as we can due to those crazy and long invincibility frames. I'm trying to think of other ones that we're missing right now in terms of orbs. We have a light orb. Yeah, I wish I could keep track of this a little bit better. Okay, so the next thing on our list would have to be... Oh, okay, I'm going to evade all this. This attack goes on for quite long, and yeah, like even if you evade, I believe you'll still get hit by the knockback. Okay, so I would like to see if Rex could go into an ice type. If not, then that's okay too. Let's see, I don't like relying a little bit too much on my party members to... There we go. I don't like relying too much on my party members for doing the orbs, but unfortunately that's just how it goes. Also have to do this. It's fairly easy to break down people, especially for people that are starting out. The reason why Brighid is such a good, potent character is the fact that she has a break, and then you can go straight into your special, and then you'll get a flame break, and that's extra damage right off the bat. Very good damage potential despite being a tank. That's part of the reason why I also enjoy the dodge tanks a little bit more. Alright, so that's gonna be, yeah, we're gonna make a Dead of Winter. Yeah, I'm making another Winds Orb, which is okay though. Honestly, the Dead of Winter on Boreas, the level 3 combo, is quite nice. So again, the lethal harpoon timing is very, very quick. As soon as you see it, then you gotta press your evasion. Thankfully though, due to the fact that again, we have all these cooldown or driver art cooldown reduction abilities and effects, it's always easy to have that emergency button on hand. Okay, so building a water orb will be a little bit tricky. I'm trying to see how I can do that. We're gonna have a look at the upper right. So the best way, so basically this is just gonna boil down to us having all 3 attacks, which might not be possible. Unfortunately, I couldn't dodge that one. I think the dodge or the accuracy on that thing is actually quite high. Yeah, another way that we can build a water orb. I'm trying to think of that. Oh, Tentacle Storm's coming in. I'm gonna evade all of this as best as I can. But, you know, due to how persistent this attack is, though... Oh, good! We failed the blowdown. I think it might have been because of the wind orb that we had. Okay, we might not be able to make a water orb happen. So, do you know what we're going to do? We are going to just go ahead and burn the orbs. Burn the orbs. So, it's, okay, there's a Cloud Breath coming in. I'm going to go straight into this. I'm going to evade this. All of it. Look how many invincibility frames that is. That is crazy. Okay. So, yeah, do you know what? We're gonna get Rex to switch characters. Oh yeah, do you know, I also have to get myself some aggro, don't I? Alright, Rex, do me a favor and switch. It also might be that he doesn't have full affinity on them. Okay, you know what? We're gonna have to stall a little bit for Rex to actually make that switch. Also, yeah, like, see, there's a break, so he should be clued in for the topple, won't he? Awesome. So he's gonna transform, get some more damage. Okay, and no launch. I was hoping to get my combo off for the launch, but I think we should be more than ready to just finish things off. So, we're gonna start things off. We got ourselves 5 orbs. Unfortunately, getting water orbs will be a little tricky, but yeah, that's okay. We, 5 orbs out of the potential 8. I can totally expect something like that happening. Okay, you know what? Since we didn't get the transformation done, we're just going to go ahead and have Dahlia do something. And look how many breaks that is. That is very nice stuff. And, yeah, get the water orb. Why not? Yes, I think we're just going to break them all manually. This should be a full burst, so I'm looking forward to this. I wonder who's going to get it. It's really tricky to check the timings for this, but, yeah, we'll see it when it happens. Like, also, those multipliers. Cannot go wrong with those multipliers. Okay, Dahlia's going to go up next again. Man, Dahlia's passes are so great. I cannot wait to do the undisclosed characters Blade Showcase. You guys know who it is. But for the sake of this video, we'll not say. Alright, so I guess it's going to be Vest doing the honors then. Oh, that's great, because this guy is resistant to electricity. Nice. Ugh, it's all my fault. Alrighty. But yeah, that's basically it though. The thing about Brighid is that every super boss is child's play. Maybe not Orion, or Orion, but like Artifice Ophion, Tyranititan, all those bosses, extremely good. Also, did I get S2 on Morag? On Brighid? That's crazy. Cannot wait to see that. But, essentially, like, you can dodge the entire time, you have no trouble with survivability, especially if you have agility modifiers, and the fact that Brighid also comes with some, like, easy to acquire 250% extra damage, you really can't go wrong with using her if you just want to get into some nice dodge tanking. Like I said earlier, dodge tanks tend to be a little bit more reliable than shields, just because of how damage mitigation works in this game. It's a lot easier to just not get hit than it is to just take less hits. But anyways, that is going to be the Brighid showcase. I have a lot of fun using this character sometimes, and I highly recommend this for people that want to try using Morag, because Morag's a freaking awesome character. Pardon my language. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much, and I will see you later. Take care, everyone.